So here is yet another shocker for the whole world. In fact, we are all hoping and praying for an early relief from the COVID. And we are all hoping against hope that the virus will weaken and the world will recover quickly from this pandemic, which is wreaking havoc across the world. But then there are more troubles in store for the world, as is evident from the pandemic news from around the world. You would have already heard about a plague which has just been noticed and started spreading rapidly in China. To add to all these woes, in US, an amoeba, which has a difficult name to pronounce, the name is Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri. This is an amoeba. Amoeba, as you know, is a protozoan. Has started spreading and slowly reaching pandemic proportions. This particular amoeba is called the brain-eating amoeba. The brain-eating amoeba. Not without reason. The disease caused by Naegleria fowleri is called naegleriosis, which is characterized by dizziness, hallucinations, loss of balance, and such neurological symptoms. Now, what the virus does is what is most shocking. It enters the system through the nasal cavity. It proceeds straight to the brain and starts eating up the brain. Please note, this particular amoeba is a brain-eating amoeba. Imagine the frightening state of an affected person who is aware that a microorganism is actually eating his brain. In fact, there have been some experimentation with medicines for this, like amphetamine and some anti-parasitic drugs have been tried with limited efficacy. But I wonder what is happening to the world. The pandemics, one after the other, are actually plaguing us and making our life absolutely miserable. You know, the treatment for naegleriosis is with an antibiotic, that is amphotericin B, or an antiparasitic drug called miltefosine. Both have limited efficiency. But then the horror of it is the knowledge that a microorganism is slowly eating up your brain. Just contemplating this in itself is frightening. So beware, the next wave may be on. No one knows whether it would reach pandemic proportions. But then more trouble is in waiting for the whole world. The plague has started its attack in China, and a brain-eating amoeba causing a condition called naegleriosis has started its offensive in the US. What a gloomy, frightening situation. But then since I've been trying to frighten you with this news, I thought I should close with a joke. Many of today's world leaders and politicians do not have to worry anything about Naegleria, or they may care two hoots about Naegleria fowleri. They are not bothered because primarily you need a brain. The amoeba can attack only if you have a brain. I wonder, I'm sure many of the political leaders in the world today have nothing to worry against Naegleria, because primarily you need a brain to get Naegleria. Thank you very much.